let's have our first check of the futures of 2024. So we're looking at the dip that happened recently, and they've recovered about half. So as far as trading is concerned, we have one thing to look for is 48.25 right there, and a whole bunch of lids right there. So these tails are sellers at 48.23, 48.25. I'll give you another line at 48.30, just to round it. So these are three levels against which you can short. If you're really active, you can short off of 48.23 and stop out quickly, or short against an entry. So if we pop, assume they're going to fail here, and I would short for this, put a stop. Or if you're patient and let it get all the way up to the upper end of this candle, not necessarily at the very top, 48.30, and you short into that. So the idea is to ride this or that. And I would imagine they would want to retest, or they would try to hold 48.19. There is a little gap, 48.14, not sure if they'll get there or not. So these are the levels. If they dip into these two candles, there is a big buyer here. That's that tail. So I could go long into that zone of 48.14, 48.15, 48.14 for this. I don't know how hard they can bounce. So I'm a proponent of letting it pop and try to ride it down versus to try to get an upside target out of this one. Now, if for whatever reason overnight or by tomorrow we lose this guy, which was the Friday low, I think we will start something pretty exciting as far as shorts. So would it be great to catch a short off of this level, catch it down to here, pop, reshort, or leave runners to get down to here, and see if we have the opportunity to leave runners even further to get down to here? That is a lot of points. Okay, do the math. 47.80, 47.90 from here, 48.20. That's a big run. Now, that's a hopeful run, but it's a setup nonetheless. Similar concepts in the Nasdaq. We have probably an attempt to come down into the 17,000 area, which is this candle right there. So any rallies into these prior candles, which are sellers, and that is 17,050. And if by some chance they get to 17,066, that's shortable. Anything inside this area is also shortable. So whatever happens overnight, I think I would want to try to any rallies, trying to get some downside out of it. So short into rallies into one of these levels. There is a strong buyer like on the S&P, just below current price. So in here it's 16,990, give or take. And of course, if we lose that one, that's a huge catalyst lower. Until then, it is a strong support level. So we have a ping pong. We're right in the middle. Big sellers, big buyers. Just trade the range, and then we have a smaller range inside, 1750 to 16,988, 16,990. So ping pong inside the smaller, and if they breach one side, they get to the wider, and ping pong again inside of that. So with the RTY, the small caps, we do have a descending channel of sorts. You know, they're selling rallies inside of this descending channel. There is a gap in the volume in this area that I'm putting a circle. So anything above 2060, there's a volume gap. You can see it on the left-hand side. So there might be an easy rally, an attempt to rally easily from 2060 to 2070. I think it hits a wall at 2072. Anything inside this candle, I think, will be a wall, especially inside this area, which is 2075 or higher. So there is the opportunity of them taking out 2060 for a small bounce, and I think it hits a lot of resistance. So if I'm long here for that attempt to capture from here to here, I get it. But you have to respect the fact they may be selling rallies. And if we lose 2042 tomorrow, in fact, I'm going to put an alert right here. We might have something exciting to get to 2025. So that'd be also tradable. So this one, not so much like the NQ. The NQ, we had a clear top and bottom, and they were equal distance from each other. Here, we do have a descending channel. So if you're brave and you want to trade the YM, wait, what is that? I just said this, didn't we? Did I set it wrong? Anyway, it just beeped at us. All right, so this is probably the biggest winner if you're used to trading the YM. This is the Dow. If they don't take out 38,060, they're probably going to lose a lot. So this is a 15-minute chart. So they're going to test the bottom of this candle. They probably bounce off of it. And then they might establish a descending channel. And if they do this, I think they end up down here, which is 37.9. So we are at 38.020. So you might be able to ride quite a few points lower. Now this is all predicated on this failing. Again, it has failed before and for a while. They've had pokes above, but I don't know if they have it in them to get there. And if they do, I think I still would look to short. Any poke above 38.060, it's worth a short. And if you want to stop out at a new high, that's fine with me. But I think this one is pretty exciting that way. Let's see if the CL has anything going on overnight. They're trying to pop. Was there something going on in the Middle East? There's always something going on in the Middle East. Okay, let's see here. Do have the point of control, 73.2, 73.3. So there should be a battle over here. And we do have an equally strong buyer down here, if not stronger, in the 72. A little gap down in the 71.40. So dips are viable with an immediate stop, because below 71.30, 71.25, we'll go to maybe lose the 70 mark. We are in a descending channel. We have to respect they have been selling rallies. So this is another rally. Will they sell it? And if so, will they make a lower low and come to here and sell another rally? So the high they just placed is pretty important. Let's see what they do with that. Very similar construct on the GC, the gold. We do have a poke recent. We do have a lot of strong support that need to hold. Why do I say need to hold? They have been selling rallies. So is this a rally that is going to be sold off and make a lower low? This right here, very similar to this right here. Strong consolidation zone. This one, not so strong consolidation, just a bounce. Strong consolidation zone. Will it hold? This looks a little bit better than this, but we shall see. So seller up here at 2084. I would book longs. If I'm long and they hold 2074, they can get to this area and fail. So let's see what happens there. So how do I trade this? I won't start longs here, but if I'm long, I get it. And if we get to the R area, the resistance area, anywhere above 2080, I'd be tempted to fade it to see if they'll come back all the way down to 2072. I don't know about that. I mean, this consolidation zone looks pretty strong, a little bit stronger than this one. So maybe these two circles are not the same. Interesting to watch for now. All right, I think that's it for now. Oh, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is gaining strength overnight. I don't know if it holds or not. So we shall see by tomorrow. We'll talk about that this week, all week, because it's a good indication of overall fear.